everything in the indictment it was either approved by regulatory authorities at the time, or it's just absolutely false. It's in one or two of those two categories, and I'm going to defend the business that I started 25 years ago to the best of my ability and strongly, because I worked real hard to build that business, and for someone to say it's a sham and fake, it's hurtful to that effort that I put in over the last 25 years. And so that's really all I have to say. And I know you have a lot of questions. I know you have a job to do, but at the same time, I have to, not be seen as trying to try this case in the media. Additionally, I want everyone to know also that this hearing today, as you all have learned, was scheduled way before there was ever any indictment. And obviously, we have to defend our attorney-client privilege information, and that's what the lawyers are doing today.
Do you feel that you were indicted as a result of wanting to have this hearing?
I've said before that I felt like the indictments were to muddy the water for the hearing today.
Also, Solicitor Pasco is saying that RQA and MMS were not two different firms, that basically, I guess they were intertwined. What's your
just look at my tax return, it'll tell you everything you need to know when it comes out. I started mail marketing in 1995, and I worked really hard for that to build that company, and I'm going to defend that work.
Do you feel at this point that right now the argument seems to be that the raid at RQA was not done properly? Are there other arguments that your attorneys are going to make besides that?
I don't know. I don't know what. I think it was. If y'all heard during the hearing, the judge even said that if you don't defend attorney-client privilege, you lose it. And so that's what this hearing is about today. What I will say is what I've said already, and that Mr. Pasco twice considered and started a campaign to run for Attorney General. He did it in 2010 and again in 2014. And as this escalated between the Attorney General, Alan Wilson, and him, I believe my family are victims of really a feud between the two of them. And I think what we have here is a Democrat prosecutor who wants to be the Republican Attorney General. He wants to beat the Republican Attorney General. He's wanted to be the Attorney General for some time. And if you think about it in those terms, I think maybe it might get some insight as to why he raided our offices.
Right now, do you think that he has seen any of the documents from your war room, like you were suggesting?
That's what this hearing is to determine. And again, we've been in the dark about what actually happened, but that's what the hearing is here to determine today.
You mentioned the political aspect of this. I mean, as far as you know, are there any Democrats being looked into that you've heard or from?
Well, and I've said that. If you look in the indictment, if Mr. Pasco really believed that there was illegal activity, I'm curious as to why he hasn't indicted Democrats who did the very same things that I did as majority leader, and including, not the least of which is the reporting. We all report the same. Democrats in the House and Republicans in the House, Democrats in the Senate and Republicans in the Senate, and the fact is that I find it curious that he's not asked a question of or indicted a single Democrat for that similar activity.